Will these modern women ever stop chasing the wrong thing? Yeah, it's just the way it is. Just like men should chase excellence over women, women should preserve their value and be feminine instead of sleeping around and being masculine. The world has vastly changed in the last few decades, and the only ones who really benefit are women and the people on top, who tend to be men who make men and women fight against each other for menial stuff. Modern women have become so damn stubborn that you can't be blamed for wanting to end the conversation and not listen to her trash. To her, all men are trash and say that she doesn't need a man at all, as long as she's not in the workplace though, but she won't say that. The thing is that women who claim to be boss ladies want to be like this. But they end up looking like this.
Men, they're only good for one thing. Opening jars!
I haven't had a pearl onion in years.
Now we don't need men at all!
Girl, yes!
It's cringy, right? Anyway, in today's video, you'll get to know a lot about these so-called boss ladies, the huge red flags they've got, and most importantly, why they are so unhappy. Stick around because I'm sure you're going to love this one. But before we go any further, let me share the comment of the day. Shout out to Earthman. He said, "Simple answer. My HR at work is discouraging it by making us all take classes on harassment in the workplace. Nowadays, anything a man says to a woman can be misinterpreted and lead us to a complaint, which leads to firing. Companies nowadays tend to simply fire the man without any due process or evidence. Easy to do nowadays with everyone being at will employment." You're absolutely right, and it seems a lot of you had similar things to say. As men, we are walking on a tightrope when it comes to modern women, whether in the workplace or not, and quite frankly, it's just not worth it anymore. I mean, think of what happened to LeVar Ball. They tried to cancel him when a female co-host took his words out of context, words that were completely benign, and it was a completely normal response to what she had said, and nearly got him canceled. So if someone as successful as him can be misconstrued like that, you bet your ass you're gonna get fucked the second a woman decides she does not like you anymore. So please, don't forget to reach out to us by email to claim your $5 for your insightful comment that led to some great commentary. As usual guys, I'll post one comment from each video. It may be the funniest, the most liked, or one that touched me, so don't forget to leave a comment and you may be our next winner. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons too, as it helps a lot. And now, back to the video. This video is partially brought to you by Balladier's Blog, a based blog that fights wokeness while also reviving forgotten books, movies, television shows, and more from the days of well-written male characters, all that plus history that is neglected here in 2023. Go check them out at www.glitternight.com. Cartoons and even real life prove all the time that boss ladies are not anything without men. Well, if they tried to fix things that men can easily fix, they just destroy jars like barbarians. Oh, and let's not forget that they can barely keep a car intact, especially when parking. If you know, you know. Boss ladies want many things, including the feeling that they need no man, right until it's time to settle down and their value has gone down despite all their money, status, and Gucci bags they don't need. The fact of the matter is that women have just subscribed to the narrative that making money, getting cars, and all that good stuff would help them land a Prince Charming. In reality, men are not into that kind of girl, especially if she's combative, argumentative, and bossy. All that so-called strength and independence that pop culture icons promote is nothing but a smokescreen, because when shit happens, men do the hard work, and even some chores to these chicks' surprise.
Does that hurt? I think it does. I'm about 92% sure.
I
really can't do this.
Work out like 4 days a week? This is a problem. I literally can't open it. Oh my God. Let me see if, I just want to see if I could open it.
That
Sounds like you're giving birth in here.
You couldn't either. Hold on, I'm very strong.
We cannot open this jar. No, see if Scott can.
I'm stronger than Scott.
What do you think?
Oh man, the woman who many women aspire to be. A boss lady example who, yeah, gets paid $200K a month in child support by Kanye West. It's interesting to see women who put Kim Kardashian and other celebrities on a pedestal despite not living up to the boss babe lifestyle. If you promote, at least be real. But as mentioned before, it's all a smokescreen and they just want to show off. To understand how funny and undesirable these boss ladies are, I found an article that explains their 8 traits. Listen up because I'm sure you're going to love it. First off, before the 8 characteristics, let's read the intro. Are you a strong, independent woman who isn't afraid to speak her mind, dream big, speak things into existence, and defend her rights? Sorry, it's so cringy, let's keep on reading. Then you're not unaccustomed to the typical remarks from some people who ask us to tone down our assertiveness and aggressiveness, not to curb our desire for leadership positions, i.e. being a boss. As much as one would prefer otherwise, confident women still do not receive all the credit and recognition they deserve. If you consider yourself a misunderstood, independent woman, the following probably describes you. The intro might be the most cringe-worthy text you've read or heard in a while, and no one can blame you for that. I mean, assertiveness is great, but does any boss babe implement this very virtue? No, they'd rather just tell all men to fuck off, except when she's under the rule of the boss. Anyway, let's take a look at these traits. Number 1 is honesty. When you speak the hard truth, people can't believe what just came out of your mouth. You tell it as it is because you know you're telling the truth. You see no point in mincing your words. Every time you make a comment about the very thing around which everyone else in the conversation is tentatively dancing around, your friends look at you and say, "I can't believe you just said that." Why can't they? They were thinking the same thing, you're just being honest. Honesty is good right until a man tells her that she's no wife material because she's bossy and wants to fight over menial stuff. The second point is outspoken. Yeah, that's right, and that's why men don't want these women in the first place, at least for long-term relationships. Having an opinion is fine, and an opinion of your own, obviously, but these modern women just follow the opinion of Beyoncé, Cardi B, and other so-called boss ladies. The third one is assertive. Well, let's think about it for a moment. It sounds good, but again, instead of making coffee for her husband, she's more than happy to make it for her boss. And instead of saying, "Sorry, I'm tired," she would probably say, "I'm not your servant, make your own coffee." The fourth and fifth points are ambitious and work-minded. And here's where a chick becomes masculine and combative, aka not wife material. At home, she will keep acting as if she was in the office and will try to argue, which takes us to the next 2 points, aggressive and authoritative. Needless to say, men are not willing to fight once they get back home. They'd rather have a woman who asks how their day was, what they want for dinner, and all that good stuff. Men really want simple gestures in reality, but these chicks think that being successful is the way to go.
And here's the funny part. These girls, these strong, independent women, essentially become the man that they wanted in the first place. They become a boss babe, they make this money, they become successful. And what women don't understand is when you become a boss babe and you make money and you become successful, what ends up happening is you take on masculine tendencies. You take on masculine traits. And guess what happens when you meet a guy that's actually masculine that meets a masculine woman?
Clash.
Yeah, it's a clash. And not only that, a guy like me, if I meet a chick that's like a boss babe or whatever, I put her in the sex only category. And here's the scary part. She'll never know it.
She might be a pro in the sheets, but she's not worth the try. You'd rather sleep with a woman who treats you well and makes your life easier, but that's unfortunately too much to ask. The 8th and last point is, independent, which means that she can live on her own terms and show off her material possessions, which were, for the most part, invented and developed by men. What modern women fail to understand is that gender roles are not just a matter of male convenience. Plus, these women do support gender roles when it's wartime. In that particular case, they're not the ones shooting arms and defending their country. They'd rather stay at home, safe from danger. A man, though, is expected to go regardless of how he feels.
If your husband can provide for you, your first priority is the home.
Yes.
You can't go out and get a career and a job and be like, oh, well, now you're going to split the work 50-50 with me at home, because it's not his responsibility. Allah has told him you must provide for your family, and you are hindering him from doing that.
Exactly.
But if your life balances that you can work and still take care of the home, that's your duty to take on both roles. And then that's your responsibility. You can't come home and be like, oh, I'm so tired from working all day. Can you pick up my slack? Because you're doing something that's optional, whereas he's doing something that is mandatory upon him by Allah, commanded by Allah. And so it comes with balance. It doesn't matter what job she's doing.
If you can manage the time effectively, whereby your obligations and duties are never, ever, ever compromised as a woman, so that doesn't happen.
Okay, you know what? You know what's gonna happen? Eventually, okay, look, you know what? That's a superwoman. If she can do that, oh good, well, I've got no problem. But I know at one place it's gonna crack. I can't manage both. And what's gonna happen? It's gonna come at the cost of my rights being violated.
And to wrap this up, hear what this woman says about the red flags of boss babes.
What's up, my guys? We're switching it up today and calling out the red flags in women. Here are the types of women to not date. The independent woman. Controversial, yes, but hear me out. Independence is fine, but I think some independent women seek independence out of spite. Spite of men, that is. If their goal of independence is to completely beat out the men in the race, that's where they become a toxic partner. Men and women are supposed to complement each other. If a woman can accept that a man should be better at her than some things, this is bound to fail. The insecure woman. I get it. We've all been insecure at some point in our lives, but this woman is dangerous. She's at a weak point in her life, and I feel for her. But unfortunately, she's going to accept validation wherever she can find it. This will probably lead her to some poor decision making and some deep emotional ties to men that aren't you. She's bound to find security in herself someday, but by the time she does, she'll realize you weren't her soulmate, you were only her crutch.
Crutch, aka emotional tampon. Not worth it, honestly. Let these women enjoy their independence, and they'll most likely regret the time they spend on themselves just to realize they can attract the man of their dreams. Stay strong, guys. As always, I wish you tremendous success. Now it's your turn. What do you think? What are the biggest red flags boss ladies have? Will they ever realize how miserable they are? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember that if you leave the best comment, you will get $5. Thank you so much for watching. If you found value in this video, hit the like and subscribe buttons, ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on future uploads, drop a comment, and share it. See you in the next video. Till next time.